Hey everybody, I am coming to you from Charis Bible College in Woodland Park, Colorado, in Andrew Wommack Ministries. You can probably hear Dwayne Sheriff in the background. We are actually wrapping up attending, I think it's our fifth ministers conference here at Charis Bible College with Andrew Wommack and a bunch of other great teachers. So I have the honor of being able to teach actually in the school, and they bring me in typically at the beginning of the new semester, or really the new year. Greg Moore brings me into his third year ministry school, and I just kind of get to speak on my book, Who Do You Love, and help the students think about what they're actually going to do when they graduate, and that process that I walk through of just defining very clear steps, motivated by love, stepping out to follow God. And I wanted to give a couple of insights of what I got out of this week while they're fresh in my mind. One thing that Andrew kept saying was, preparation time is never wasted time. And I love that. And it's true. And some of you are, you're looking for the will of God for your life. You're looking at what your next steps are. And I like to think of it this way, act as if you're actually going to step out and do that tomorrow, because that will tell you what you need to be doing today to step into what the opportunity is for tomorrow. So in other words, we wait for the opportunity to come along and then we rush to try to get ready. It's like, no, prepare now. Start sowing into your life and sowing into your heart and create the structure, the container, the jar, put the buckets out for God to fill. So think about what you want to do, what you would love to be doing in terms of ministry or following God or business or whatever. And what are the steps that you need to take now as if you already have that opportunity to step into? So that was one thing. And then another thing is that Glenn and I, who's holding this camera for you here, we got to meet Dwayne Sheriff, and we were speaking to him, and we both have a bit of an interest in near-death experiences. And Dwayne had a near-death experience. He actually died and came out of his body, was talking to Jesus. And it was really cool what he said. He said that Jesus told him, "You're not done." And then he said, but he didn't tell him what he had left to do until he came back into his body, because in his interpretation was that because Jesus wanted him to discover it by faith. So in other words, if he were just on that other side in that spiritual dimension outside of his body, looking at his body being operated on, and Jesus would have said, "This is what I want you to do," in that spiritual dimension, he'd have just come back, done that, and been done with it and gone on to heaven. But it's like, no, there's something in the pleasing faith walk toward God that on this side here, it pleases God that we seek Him and we discover the leading of His Spirit in our lives. And so, it just made me think even more to live by faith even more. So faith for me is a response to who God is. Faith is not necessarily something that I try to do to get God to move for me. Faith is, I trust you, Lord. I understand who you are. I'm convinced of your character, and based on the relationship, based on who I know you to be, I want to be led and taught by you. And that's faith. It's a submission to Him. So I just wanted to leave you with those two things. I hope those are helpful for you, and I look forward to bringing more videos for you as I build out my studio. You may have already seen some clips from that. I'm getting very close to start shooting more and more content and video. So connect with me. You'll see a link in the description wherever you're watching this, and let's move forward together.